Every unforgettable performance begins with a single moment. Before the audience cheers, before social media starts buzzing, and before anyone calls it legendary, there is a brief instant where everything hangs in the balance. Those first few seconds decide whether people lean in with excitement or lose interest entirely. In today's world, where millions of viewers can swipe away with one touch, making a powerful first impression has become more important than ever. That is exactly what happened when Jamal Roberts stepped onto the stage. There was no hesitation in his walk and no uncertainty in his expression. He didn't look like someone hoping to impress the audience. Instead, he looked like an artist who already knew he had something extraordinary to offer. The arena slowly became quieter as people sensed that something special was about to happen. Then the music began. The opening note wasn't soft or cautious. It arrived with confidence, instantly filling every corner of the venue. Instead of gradually building momentum, Jamal's voice captured everyone's attention from the very beginning. Within seconds, conversations stopped, phones lowered, and thousands of eyes focused completely on the stage. The atmosphere changed almost immediately. It wasn't simply because he sang loudly. It was because every note carried emotion, precision, and purpose. His voice had a rich warmth that felt natural rather than forced. Each lyric sounded genuine, making listeners believe every word he delivered. From a technical point of view, Jamal displayed impressive vocal control. His breathing remained steady, allowing each phrase to flow smoothly without losing strength. Rather than pushing his voice too hard, he relied on excellent technique, producing a tone that was both powerful and comfortable. That level of consistency doesn't happen by accident. It comes from years of dedication, practice, and understanding how to use the voice efficiently. The audience recognized that instantly. People weren't simply listening to another singer. They were witnessing someone completely immersed in the performance. Every expression on his face reflected the emotion of the lyrics, making the connection between artist and audience even stronger. But everyone in the arena also knew there was another superstar waiting to enter: Jennifer Hudson. The anticipation grew with every passing second. Jennifer has built a reputation as one of the greatest live vocalists of her generation. Whenever she steps onto a stage, expectations automatically rise. Fans know they're about to hear something unforgettable, and fellow musicians understand they're sharing the spotlight with an extraordinary talent. When Jennifer finally appeared, the entire energy of the performance shifted. She didn't need dramatic movements or flashy effects to command attention. Her confidence spoke for itself. Standing calmly with complete focus, she allowed her presence alone to fill the room before singing her first note, and when that note arrived, everything changed again. Her voice soared effortlessly across the arena with incredible clarity and strength. What made the moment even more remarkable was how relaxed she appeared while producing such powerful sound. There was no visible strain, no signs of discomfort, and no unnecessary movement. It looked almost effortless. That level of control is extremely rare. Professional singers often spend decades learning how to support high notes properly. They train their breathing, posture, and vocal muscles every day to perform difficult songs without damaging their voices. Jennifer demonstrated exactly why she belongs among the best. Her technique allowed her to deliver challenging vocal lines while maintaining complete confidence and stability. Every sustained note remained smooth and controlled. Every vocal run sounded intentional rather than excessive. Instead of adding complicated riffs simply to impress the audience, she used every embellishment to strengthen the emotion of the song. Each variation felt meaningful, giving the performance fresh life instead of repeating the original recording exactly. That ability separates truly great performers from average ones. Great singers don't simply recreate a song, they reinvent it. As Jennifer continued singing, the audience reacted with amazement. Some people stood up immediately, while others remained frozen, unable to believe what they were hearing. Smiles spread across faces throughout the arena as applause interrupted the music again and again. Then came the moment everyone had been waiting for. Jamal and Jennifer finally began singing together. Many duets become competitions, with each artist trying to outshine the other. Listeners often feel one singer dominates while the other struggles to keep up. This performance felt completely different. Neither artist was interested in stealing attention. Instead, both focused on creating something greater together. Jamal's warm, grounded vocal tone blended beautifully with Jennifer's bright, soaring voice. Their different vocal styles complemented one another perfectly, creating a balance that felt both powerful and natural. Rather than competing for space, their voices seemed to fit together like pieces of the same puzzle. This kind of chemistry cannot be manufactured overnight. Although rehearsals help performers learn arrangements, genuine musical connection develops through experience, trust, and the ability to listen carefully while performing. Throughout the duet, both singers constantly adjusted to each other's timing, dynamics, and emotion. Sometimes Jamal softened his delivery, allowing Jennifer's voice to shine. Other times Jennifer stepped back slightly, giving Jamal room to tell his part of the story. These subtle adjustments happened so naturally that many viewers probably never noticed them. However, musicians understand just how difficult that level of teamwork really is. Even their eye contact revealed remarkable communication. Without speaking a single word, they seemed to understand exactly when to build intensity, when to hold back, and when to release the full emotional power of the song. The result wasn't just beautiful harmony. It was genuine musical conversation. Every verse drew the audience deeper into the performance, increasing anticipation for what everyone sensed was still coming. Because although the duet had already delivered unforgettable moments, it was clear that the biggest surprise had not arrived yet. Somewhere ahead waited the performance's defining moment, the note that would transform an excellent duet into one people would be talking about long after the final applause faded away. As the duet continued, the excitement inside the arena reached another level. Every verse seemed to build more anticipation, making the audience wonder just how much bigger this performance could become. Jamal Roberts and Jennifer Hudson had already delivered incredible vocal moments, but anyone paying close attention could tell they were still holding something back. Then the arrangement began to change. The instruments became slightly quieter, allowing every voice to stand out with even greater clarity. The tempo remained steady, but the emotional intensity continued climbing. Every note felt more meaningful than the one before it. The audience sensed exactly what was happening. They weren't simply watching two talented singers perform a song anymore. They were witnessing a carefully crafted musical journey, where every section led naturally toward one unforgettable climax. Then it happened. Both singers reached the song's biggest moment together. The harmony exploded through the arena with breathtaking force. Instead of sounding like two separate voices, they blended into one massive wall of sound that filled every inch of the venue. The audience reacted instantly. Some people jumped to their feet, others placed their hands over their mouths in disbelief, while many simply stood frozen, completely overwhelmed by what they had just heard. It wasn't just about hitting an impressive high note. It was about how perfectly they controlled it. Singing with that much power requires incredible breath support and precise technique. Too much pressure can cause the voice to crack. Too little support can make the note lose strength before it reaches its full impact. Jamal and Jennifer balanced everything perfectly, maintaining both volume and clarity without sacrificing emotion. That level of consistency is something vocal coaches spend years teaching their students. Every breath was carefully managed. Every phrase flowed naturally into the next. Nothing sounded rushed or forced. Instead, the performance felt effortless, even though everyone understood just how difficult it actually was. One of the most fascinating aspects of the duet was the way both singers respected each other's strengths. Neither artist tried to overpower the other. Instead, they created space for one another, allowing every section of the song to breathe naturally. This kind of musical maturity cannot be faked. It develops through years of performing, learning, and understanding that great collaborations depend on teamwork rather than competition. As the harmony continued, another powerful influence became impossible to ignore. The roots of gospel music were present throughout the performance. Both Jamal and Jennifer have musical foundations that reflect the traditions of church singing, where emotion carries just as much importance as technical perfection. That influence could be heard in every sustained note, every vocal run, and every emotional phrase. Their voices didn't simply communicate lyrics. They told a story. Each line carried hope, passion, struggle, and celebration all at once. Instead of treating every note as a technical challenge, they sang with genuine feeling, allowing listeners to connect emotionally regardless of their musical background. That emotional honesty is one reason gospel-inspired performances continue touching audiences around the world. They remind people that music is more than entertainment. It becomes a shared human experience. Throughout the performance, Jamal and Jennifer exchanged musical phrases, almost like a conversation. One singer would introduce an idea, and the other would answer with equal emotion. Their timing remained flawless, creating a natural rhythm that kept listeners completely engaged from beginning to end. Even their smallest movements reflected confidence. Simple eye contact, a subtle smile, a slight nod before entering the next verse. These tiny moments revealed just how comfortable they were performing together. Behind the scenes, the production team also played an important role in making the performance unforgettable. The lighting changed naturally with the mood of the song, highlighting the emotion without distracting from the artists themselves. The camera work captured every important expression. Close-up shots allowed viewers to see the intensity in their faces. Wide shots reminded everyone just how enormous the audience had become. The sound engineers also deserved tremendous credit. Balancing two world-class vocalists during a live performance is never easy. Every microphone must be adjusted carefully so neither voice overwhelms the other. Throughout the duet, both singers remained perfectly balanced, allowing listeners to appreciate every detail without losing clarity. Meanwhile, the audience became almost as memorable as the performers themselves. Many people sang along quietly. Others wiped away tears. Some simply smiled from beginning to end, fully aware they were witnessing a once-in-a-lifetime musical experience. The emotional energy flowed constantly between the stage and the crowd. Every round of applause encouraged the performers. Every powerful note inspired even louder cheers in return. It became a cycle of shared excitement that continued growing until the very final chorus. In today's entertainment industry, where short videos often dominate social media and many performances are reduced to a few viral clips, this duet reminded everyone why complete live performances still matter. It wasn't built around a single shocking moment. It was carefully structured from beginning to end. Every section served a purpose. Every transition added emotional weight. By the time the final chorus arrived, the audience had experienced an unforgettable journey rather than simply listening to another song. When the final note finally echoed across the arena, neither Jamal nor Jennifer rushed to celebrate. They allowed the silence to speak first. For a brief moment, nobody moved. The audience seemed almost stunned by what they had just witnessed. Then the arena erupted. Thunderous applause filled every corner of the building. People stood on their feet, cheering louder than ever before. Some audience members recorded the final moments, knowing they had just experienced something they would want to remember for years. As the performers smiled and thanked the crowd, it became clear that this wasn't simply another successful concert. It had become one of those rare performances people continue discussing long after the lights go down. Music students will study the vocal techniques. Fans will replay their favorite moments countless times. Aspiring singers will look at this duet as an example of what dedication, discipline, and genuine artistry can achieve. Most importantly, the performance proved that extraordinary music doesn't depend on elaborate effects or complicated technology. At its heart, unforgettable music comes from talented artists who pour genuine emotion into every lyric they sing. Jamal Roberts and Jennifer Hudson accomplished exactly that. They reminded everyone why live music still has the power to unite complete strangers, create unforgettable memories, and inspire millions around the world. Long after the applause faded and the audience left the arena, one thing remained absolutely certain. This wasn't just another duet. It was a performance that raised the standard for live vocal excellence and reminded everyone what true musical greatness sounds like.